Simi is an artist I put to a very high standard, and knowing what she did on the Simisola album, to follow up on that kind of album is difficult, and she obviously wrestled with that. Yo, what's good, beautiful people? It's your boy Emmanuel. Welcome back again to this channel. So this is an album that I've been wanting to talk about for the longest time. When it came out, I was deep into exams, and I've held off talking about this album for a long time. But anyway, it's an album that I feel like we need to talk about. It's Simi's sophomore album, in a way. First off, let me introduce you guys to Simi if you have no idea who that is. Simi is that angelic voice you hear in every Owambe. So if you're hearing a very nice, soothing voice somewhere in the party in Nigeria or Lagos, like mommy and daddy sitting on the table next to jollof, and they bring the jollof on leaves, and there's a live band, and somebody has a talking drum. That kind of artist, that kind of aesthetic is who Simi is for me, fam. She's that like Owambe, that contemporary high life. She has become an Afro-pop artist in that way. She dominated the R&B scene in 2017 and even came out with the album of the year from the Headies. Like, Simisola was a dope album, and we talk about Simisola a lot in this review. So how I describe a sound is like almost like a birth child of the soothing voice of Sade mixed with the juju style of Ebenezer Obey. Like, that's what captures her like sound in what sense. So before the album came out, there were a couple singles that were revealed, and we had songs like Ayo, we had I Don't Care, we had Mind Your Business featuring Fowls. So let's talk about this album. So the album is titled Omo Charlie Champagne, and she started the album with a song called Charlie.
I'm still your angel now, Charlie. If I could see your face one more day, oh my Charlie. So many things I want to say.
So she obviously was dedicating this album to her late father. You can tell that this song was written from the depth of her soul, man, and I cannot imagine how she went through with that song, because like saying words like she didn't get to say goodbye and this is her way of saying goodbye is really heartfelt, and I connected to that one on a deeper level. Following track for that was another single. It was a single that had been released before called Ayo. So a song like Ayo was the rawest form of contemporary high life on this album. It was the song that embodied pretty much the sound that she introduced herself with on the Simisola album. It was the sound that embodied just the joy and the prayer that every individual wants to pray for.
She not money where you want, oh. I be your pheromone, oh. Time me don't come, oh. Ayo, abare me, oh. Happiness no give, prosperity something, I'm blessing calling, oh. Ayo, abare me.
It was a very good move to put this right after a song that was talking about her late father, which was obviously was a downer of a mood, but the next song was just an uplifter, just to bring you back up, and I respected that kind of arrangement on the song. The song is just a beautiful one. It's a very easy danceable record, kind of songs that mommy and daddy, everybody will relate to and dance to. So Ayo has a special spot for me, and it's definitely one of my favorites on the album. And falling to another track, Jericho featuring Patoranking, and this song I feel like, man, it kind of threw me off. It was a deviation from her sound. It was a deviation from what not like I expected. We're going to talk about our expectations again. Not that I expected this from her, but I feel like she was caught up in okay, I'm getting too deep way too fast. I'll just let you know that Jericho is one of the songs that I expected more chemistry between her and Patoranking, because Patoranking is a guy that could definitely go off, like go back and forth with this Afro dancehall vibe, and she being with this very soothing soulful vibe can actually merge into something beautiful. And I felt like him just having a very short like verse that just came in and out. Nah, a lot more could have been done with that, and it wasn't a huge favorite. I wasn't jumping to it. I just expected a little more on that song. Yeah, just knowing who Patoranking is, just knowing who Simi is. Followed to the next song, which is another favorite, which is By You, and featuring now husband Adekunle Gold. It was a beautiful song. It was a good follow-up to the song called Promise that it had for their wedding. It was just a good follow-up, and it was a very romantic song. I will stand by you no matter what you like. Come on, like Like, how can you not like that? Like, it was a beautiful harmony between her and her husband. It was a beautiful song, man. It was just the one that just gets you in your feel, makes you want to call your babe, you know what I mean? The instrumentation obviously is another thing that embodies that Yoruba culture, that Yoruba sound, and it's just a nice warm embrace of love. And I like the lyrics of the song. I love how passionate it was, and knowing that it's her actual husband that is on the song with her just makes it more special and just makes the song so real. And that's why I Promise was a good one for me, and By You is a very, very beautiful, catchy one. I find myself going back to that one too. It's a definite favorite on the album too. Another song that she released before the album was I Don't Care. I Don't Care was not a favorite for me. Ironically, I did not care too much about the song, no pun intended. Really, seriously, it was one of the songs that it just felt like where is this going? The hook just felt really one-dimensional. Like, knowing what her writing can do, it was just lazy from her path. I'm just gonna jump straight into Mind Your Business. Exactly what we needed from a Fowles and Simi collaboration, because they've been known for great chemistry, no pun intended, because they had an album together that was called Chemistry, and it was a beautiful one, and they collaborated on a good level. For many people, that's how they discovered Simi. The collaborations like Jam Question, collaborations like Soja Go, Soja Come, like those are the songs that we know Simi like shines. And anytime she's with Fowles, she shines. And the song obviously is a banter, because Fowles is a comedic writer himself. Like, he's a comedic rapper, and this was a song for him. It's an icebreaker on the album. It's comedic. It's not taken too serious, and it's a good bop too. It's a good song that I can go to. Mind Your Business. Another one that I appreciated was a track called Move On as well. It had a nice build up. I like how the instrumentation switched up and down on that one. I have to look at the credits for the production, but like, whoever produced that one was a favorite. I like the coming in and going in of the bass. That was a good record to have an album. A couple tracks that I didn't really like, I was not a fan of, was Love on Me. It served no purpose on the album. Kind of track that, yes, she flexed her vocal skills, which we always adore. I feel like there was a lot more that could have been done with that melody, but she kept it really short. Could have grown a lot more in it. It just left me almost no impression at the end of the day, because I was like, alright, that's it, moving on. Simi is an artist I put to a very high standard, and knowing what she did on the Simisola album, that album, man, if you really want to go back, like, I feel like it's gonna be hard. Regardless, anyone that put out such a phenomenal album that dominated, and to follow up on that kind of album is difficult. And she obviously wrestled with that. She wrestled with the idea that, oh, should I give them another Simisola album, or should I experiment? Should I grow away from the Simisola album, and so that they don't like put me in a box of being just that kind of artist? And obviously she wanted to explore, and I appreciate the fact that she explored, but the fact that she struggled with it was very evident on this album. You could tell that she struggled with that aspect of coming again with another Simisola type album, or deviating away from that and go more like commercially acceptable kind of Afro pop, but not necessarily like High Life or Juju kind of style. She tried that with songs like Jericho with Batarankan, which I think fell short. Songs like Immortal with Malik Berry. Malik Berry does not help your album, fam. It didn't really help. Like, it just took away from what the album wanted to sound like. For me, those were just huge distractions that could have been avoided. You can tell she even mentioned it in the song The Artist.
The artist is always under pressure from so many sides. You can never really get away from it. Regardless of where you turn, there's a demand being made from you. Pressure from the executives, from the consumers, and there's pressure from within as well.
Right, she talked about the struggle of expectations from everyone, and you can definitely tell. She didn't even need that track to say it. Like, I could hear it. I could hear that she was struggling with that aspect of following up with such an album. And for me, it got the best of her. It got the best of her this album. She was half in, half out. She didn't really have a distinct, strong, confident statement that she was going to drive all the way. She had one leg in, one leg out kind of approach to it, and I felt really took a hit on the album. And for my rating for the album, that's why I'm going to give Simisola Omo Charlie Champagne a 6 out of 10. Comparing it to Simisola album is kind of unfair to her, but at the same time it's inevitable. People are always going to compare it to your previous work and they want to see you progress as an artist. So I want to see her progress as an artist as well, but this kind of fell short. And also it was the last album that she was going to be releasing off of the record label, and she announced that she was leaving the record label after this album. So I guess she didn't really put too much into it, knowing she was just trying to get out of a contract. Maybe, I don't know, I really can't tell, but you could definitely hear that she didn't put her all into it, and she struggled a lot with the follow-up on such a great album like Simisola. This was just gonna go into the votes as could have been a lot better if she was stronger and bolder on the intent of what the album she wanted to sound like, but she was not bold enough and it kind of fell short. And yeah, we have a 6 out of 10 kind of album now. Let me know in the comment section, man. If you guys really love this album, let me know in the comment section. And if you're new to this channel, be sure to like. I'm just gonna pause for you to like actually subscribe to your boy, because I'm hoping inshallah to make 1K by the end of this year. So please tell a friend about what we're trying to do. If you like having discussions about Nigerian music, well, this is a channel for you. Subscribe to your boy, tell a friend, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace.
No be hide and seek you.